All right. Hello, everyone. So some people have a hard time coming to these calls because they're too rushing
Just
with
a
kids
quick
or doing
note.
whatever they
So
need
thank
to
you for
do.
joining.
If you need to join these calls late, the way I set the settings are you can join the call without interruptions on this end. I don't have a waiting room. So if you have your link, you might have to get out, you might get kicked out. Feel free to come in anytime during the call. It's not going to interrupt us or the call itself. I know some people come 5 minutes late and like, oh, I didn't join because I was 5 minutes late. Not to worry. You can totally jump in. Lately, I have, like everyone, there's so much going on, but there's so many great things. And really, what I've been doing, and I've been laughing at how simple I can get thrown off. But lately, it's neat how fast I can come back. Like if something bad happens, my heart rate will go up very quick, but it's only for 15 seconds. And I'm able to bring myself back into the Zen state. I have a lot going on because there's the move going on, a lot of things that are going on around the scenes with all this. And the interesting thing is I am feeling guided by my heart. And with that, like I have so much excitement when I talk about the move. I know because I'm just feeling like very excited about it. But it's a huge change. Like I'm a city girl. I was born close to Toronto or in Toronto. I was born in Toronto. Yes, I was, and lived in that area, Mississauga, Oakville, all my life. But I remember one time my parents suggested they were going to buy one was more so my dad, I was going to buy a horse ranch. And I was so excited because like, as a kid, 13 years old, I would love that. And I love spending tons of time in nature. I really do. And I love social aspects and I love being in those like kind of heavier populated areas, but I also love the zen of the country. And it was like I've been balancing it for a year and I now really feel at home in that space of the country. It's just a beautiful feeling. And yeah, so it's no longer going to be called the farm, it's going to be called home. So we're slowly shifting things, getting things out and about. And it's a lot, but it's a lot of fun at the same time. So today the call is going to be about how we create our reality. And I did a meditation yesterday. Actually, I meditated 4 times yesterday because I felt like I was being bothered by something. It kept throwing me off. So every time I was getting that feeling of ickiness, I said, okay, I'm going to nip it in the bud and I'm going to meditate. And some of my meditations were only 10 minutes long, some were 20. But I had this beautiful, it's funny, I had so many things to do, but I just got this impulse to create something. I'm going to show it to you. After I created it, I'm thinking, okay, why did I just spend 20 minutes doing this? But as I look at it more and more, I kind of understand what I kind of interpret what I was feeling. So I'm going to share this with you. You should be showing right there is what I kind of felt in meditation the other day. And if you don't see that screen, please let me know. But I think what you're seeing is what I have, what I did create the other day. And really, what it was showing me is the humanity has been in this cycle of fear with this heavy dark energy, which I've spoken about, and the ascension process is lifting out of that. But as we started this process, there was a big shift in 1987, then in 2000, then 2012, and then 2020. So we keep shifting, and we're kind of, I'm going to say it's like shifting timelines where humanity's getting on a better timeline. And at one point in 2020, I remember they showed me a train and it was splitting in two. And at that point, what was happening is people who were on the ascension process were moving forward, but the dark energy on the planet was actually leaving our realm, leaving our plane. And what we have now, there's a remnants of the dark energy that is kind of embedded in human consciousness. And then we all have the light and dark within us, right? So we have, humanity has never been in this light energy in thousands and thousands of years. So it's very exciting, but we're also now moving into uncharted territory. We are moving into the unknown. The unknown can be scary, even though it's positive. And no one likes change. And I actually embrace change, but sometimes I have to sit down, really connect and say, hold on, team, you're going too fast. The 3D Brenda is not liking this, and I'm feeling a little bit fearful. Although I know where I'm going, I know what's happening is all good for my own good, the good of my family, and the good of humanity. I get that. But change again is scary. So, what I was given in a meditation yesterday was that the cycle of fear every year, say New Year's comes around and we do another year of the same old stuff. Well, I believe in 2020. So if you look at the train track below, I believe that the start of that break was in 2020. And instead of going for a full loop, we're now in 2023. And that's where I feel we are at this point. We have moved through that round track in 2020, 2021, 2022, and now we are headed into uncharted territories, but positive uncharted territories. Now, a lot of people will say, well, how is that even possible with everything that's going on this planet? The planet is actually in a better place than we've ever been. And what we're doing is we are seeing what humanity has created over the thousands of years. So it's a personal ascension process, and it's a planetary ascension process, and it's a human consciousness ascension. And really, what that means is we are starting to see the darkness, see what it has done, the lack, the fear, the worry, the anxiety, all that stuff is coming from a lower energy that's been on earth for so long. Now we have this higher energy, this light energy I've been talking about since 2020. What's happening is humans that have to go through this change. We have to do it. The animals on this planet, the plants on this planet are there. I'm going to say the elementals of this planet, the ETs watching us on this planet, are watching eagerly as humanity goes through this shift. So as we start to clear the darkness within us, we are pulling in more light, increasing our light quotient. As we increase our light quotient, we're holding more light. So there are many open hearts opening all over this planet like never before. I am dealing with record highs of new clients coming in. And sometimes a client just needs 1 or 2 sessions and they're already shifted into this, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was so disconnected. So when I saw this and I put this together, it is up to us to add, what are we going to put on this new train? And this is where you can add all that positivity, the peace, the awareness, the compassion, the kindness. And we're going to bring that into this new unknown. And it is up to us to hold that light for those who can't. And it's very exciting when I see this and I see like, okay, where is this headed? How long is it going to take? And, I get, yes, it might take a few generations to get where we're the ultimate end state, but let's enjoy the journey while we're on it. So that's all I really want to share. Actually, for some reason, when I look at it, I think it's pretty. But, that's just how that's interpreting something, putting it onto paper. So I'm going to take that off here. So when we create our own reality, how are we doing that? It is within us, right? That power within us. And people say, well, you create your own reality. You can do this. It's easy. But it's the emotions, it's our thoughts, it's our actions. And that dark energy in us, that's the dark energy that produces doubt. It produces impulses that aren't that good, or desires that might not be good. And I'll give you an example. The one just popped into my head because I do have some clients who said, I don't know how I did that, or I don't know why he did that. So let's just say someone has an impulse to have an affair, right? Not a nice thing. But sometimes that impulse is coming from the darkness within them that wants their life to turn upside down. Now, if someone is unconscious and they're not paying attention, that desire, that thought, that feeling, if it's not noticed and say, okay, something's not right here, person will act on it. After they act on it, they regret it. Like, why did I do that? That doesn't even make sense. It also could be that, a child steals something. They know they're not supposed to steal something. But you'll ask, why did you do that? I love asking people, but why did you do it? They always say, I don't know. I used to say, I don't know. It's like something made me do it. It didn't make me do it. What I realize is it gave me a thought to do something. And sometimes it's a thought to go walk into danger. It's a thought like, okay, let's say there's two outcomes for me. This one, which is very good for me, and another one, which is not good for me. Well, I used to get this desire to walk into the danger. And I used to because I was so unconscious. It made no sense. Why would I ever do that? Now that I'm more connected, I am more discerning. I can say, hey, that is not the right thing. So it's about being aware of what's inside you, your thoughts, your actions, and being aware. It's awareness. So that's why when we're teaching meditation, we're teaching all this mindfulness. In the end, it comes down to what is your awareness? How are you going to react when someone yells at you? How are you going to react when something you don't like happened? You have every right to behave the way you want. You have free will. But when you put in awareness into the picture, you're going to do what's better for you. And as you do things better for you, things are going to get better. So you know how they say like attracts like, that law of attraction stuff, things like that. Another one that I like is what you damns you back, what you blesses you back. It's all about whatever you're putting out, you're creating. So why not create positivity? And sometimes in those places where you're not feeling good, it's like, how can I create positivity? I feel like crap. Well, then start with small. Everything is working out for me. Everything will work out for me. Every day is getting better and better and better. We're just really going down to the basics of what we've spoken about all these years, that self-love, that self-respect, and knowing that I'm going to add a little bit of positivity each day into my life to create a better reality. Now, I remember my dad used to tell me, and me and his son were talking recently about seeds, and my dad used to tell me, Brenda, if you don't put anything in your garden, nothing good is going to grow. That was his thing. What did you put in your garden today? And I used to think, well, I planted some like tomatoes in the garden. He's like, no. What did you plant in your garden today? And I'm just like, I always thought about that. The beautiful thing with Mother Earth, if you plant a corn seed, you're going to get a corn plant. If you plant an apple seed, you're not going to get a peach seed, you're going to get an apple. Well, that's the same thing. If I plant happiness in my heart, I'm going to grow happiness. But if I plant worry or fear in my heart, I'm going to grow worry and fear. Now, the thing is with any garden, whether it's being actually in earth or in yourself, we all develop weeds. And the weeds will sprout. And what are weeds? Things that we don't really want there, something we didn't plant, they're going to sprout. So we constantly have to take out the weeds. And those are those negative thoughts that are popping in. So as a negative thought pops in, well, this is my body, this is my temple, this is my soul, this is my life, this is my creation. When a negative thought pops in, it's like a weed, I pay attention and I pluck it out. But I pluck it out fast. Because like we all know, if you leave your garden with one weed and you go inside, 4 days later you come out, how many weeds are there? It's like, oh my gosh, now it becomes overwhelming as you're pulling out the weeds. You can't even see the beautiful flowers you're growing anymore because weeds will overcome them. That is no different than the seeds we plant in ourselves. So I'm planting in compassion and happiness and kindness, but all those other weeds want to pop in and just cloud that. So my job is to work on me every single day and pluck those weeds out and keep my garden as beautiful and positive as possible, knowing that's not the easiest thing. And we're going to have some days where we don't do a great job. Just be kind to yourself because it is a journey. And the more I realize that this path we're on, like these train tracks, we're going into this unknown, I get very excited about it. And a lot of people are relocating, changing relationships, changing jobs. It's like, whoa. And people are like, it's happening so fast. It's like I don't have control. I'm kind of freaked out about it. Well, take a deep breath. Take that quiet time for you to reconnect and say, okay, what are my intentions today? We have the law of attraction, but it doesn't work just alone. You want to put in intentions. You want to say these affirmations. Affirmations have a very strong power in today's reality. If some of us can notice that we're manifesting very, very quickly, it almost so powerfully fast that if I have a negative thought, something negative will happen in my life within minutes. But if I stay positive, I can almost tell just by my thought pattern where things are going. And it's really neat. It's the people around me, it's what they're saying. I say, whoa, I must be off because my daughter just said something that doesn't make sense to me. And then I will go and meditate or whatever it is. You can ground with Mother Earth, balance your energies, all those things that bring you back. Now on YouTube, I have these three, part one, part two, part three. Those are a bunch of tips and tricks that I use to balance myself. It's kind of like my toolbox. So I might use emotional freedom technique, the tapping. I might do Ho'oponopono. I might do some of my energy balancing, grounding with Mother Earth, tapping here. I'll use whatever I need to get me back. But what I notice is once I'm back in alignment, the behavior of others that kind of made me aware I was off totally changes. It's like a 180 shift. Then I realize I am so powerful that I create my reality through my vibration, my thoughts, my actions, my words. So why would I give the dark or anything to work with, anything negative? Now, that being said, it's sometimes challenging. Yes, I get that. But it's that coming back to the awareness, coming back to the awareness. Hello, Katya. Oh, I was just saying, Katya, we missed this. Never apologize for being late. This call, you can come in and out of it, not a problem at all, because I don't have a waiting room. So don't feel like you're, disrupting or anything. You just pop in when you can. We're going to make these calls as easy as possible so we all can just enjoy ourselves and enjoy our day. They're not to add any stress. So once we have the power of attention, then you want to have the role of actions. Like, what actions am I going to do? So you might want to have a journal. And I just started journaling again. I love journaling, but then I always forget it with all my busyness. So now I have a new journal. I love buying something new. It makes me full. So I was like, okay, this is my new one. I have so many new ones. So this is my next new one. And I am writing everything in it. Meaning, if I get told, hey, Brenda, don't forget this, you need to do this for the move. Okay, that's in there. Oh, I called Belle to switch it to the new one. Okay, that's done. But then I also use a page for what mini miracles happened today, or what would I like to see happen. I've taken a practice where for about 3 minutes a day, usually when I see 11:11, but doesn't have to be that, where I just sit quietly and send peace and love to all of humanity. I know I can't change the world, or I can't go here and stop this from happening or stop that from happening. But where we are most powerful is holding the light. When we hold the light, and these calls are very powerful, we are dissolving the darkness on the planet. And it's such a beautiful thing. We're coming together. It's very powerful. They're getting more powerful because there's pockets all over the world. There's people doing it by themselves. There are people whose vibration are just here on the planet. They're just here to live and hold the vibration. There are people who just live in caves holding the space for humanity. And they're everywhere all over this planet. And that's what their mission is. So that's where they live. And they just live meditating. But that's what their mission is, to hold the frequency for humanity. They're holding it up higher. Then there's some of us who are doing other things. Just a simple smile, showing compassion, taking a pause. If you heard something on the news that you didn't like, just take a moment, take a deep breath. Say, I'm letting go of fear. Because when we tap into fear, we're licking fear, we're smelling fear. Fear is going to drag you right in, and you're going to get taught in fear. And that is chaos, confusion, and not very nice. But when you decide no more fear, I know we all have these beautiful beings of light with us. I know whenever a wave of fear, a wave of something that does not feel comfortable, I stop, I breathe, and I ask for that protection, for that support to get me over the fear so I can continue with ease and flow. And it is a constant thing. And it's cute because I have some kids in my life that'll say, hey, mom, I was feeling off today. And then I said, I'm going to meditate. I took 3 deep breaths and I saw an angel come through and I felt fine. And then I told my friends they should do the same thing. But it's so cute because like they're telling their friends, the friends are looking like, what are you talking about? But these kids have grown up around me, so they kind of get it in their own way. And I never really push it. They just have to feel it or they don't feel it. So then we have this beautiful connection to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is there for us. As she heals, we heal. As we heal, she heals. She has brought us on this ascension journey. There were those checkpoints I said, 1987 and 2000 and 2012 and 2020, where I think 2012 was kind of like the big one where we were going or not going. And then there's been big shifts since then. But Mother Earth gauged human consciousness. And thank goodness in 1987, there were enough conscious people that Mother Earth said, check mark, humanity can go to the next checkpoint. And then in 2000, there were more awakened hearts. Check mark. Now we're going. Then in 2012, okay, it's still raising. We're doing it. They're coming along. Mother Earth didn't have to take us along. If we weren't ready, we would not be here. So it's a very exciting time to be on planet Earth. We came, anyone who was born before, I believe it's 2012, weren't sure if we were going to go through this stage or not. I believe anyone who was born after it knew. So they came in with some really good gifts saying, I need this because we're going through the ascension process. But the neat thing is, it doesn't matter if you're born before 2012, because we have this 24th chromosome that an X-ray is not going to show, or nothing, scientists can't see it. But our 24th chromosome gives us the knowledge, the abilities we need to go into this uncharted territory. And as, light beings that we are, as we're opening, your soul is guiding you along at your own pace. And that activation is happening. So if some people will say, well, my third eye is not open, or this isn't happening, I'm not moving fast enough, where you are is perfect and evolving. Your soul has its plan for you, where you should be. And as long as you're willing, you have free will to say, no, I'm not doing it. For instance, I have free will. I don't have to do what I do. I could just say, the heck with this stuff. I'm going to go work in corporate. I'm done with it. Now, that actually would hurt my heart because I really love what I do. But I have free will. I don't have to do what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes when we do these things, it's a little bit difficult, right? You're kind of the weird one or whatever. But nowadays, weird is okay. So I get that from a lot of people. Like, I have this pull, something woke me up, and I just feel like I need to do something. And gifts come in many different ways. Some people are suddenly becoming mediums and talking to people who have passed. Other people are seeing visions and doing other things. It's really neat. But that 24th chromosome that every person has is awakening. And how fast it awakens depends on your soul's journey and the fact that you're saying yes. If you want to speed up the process, you can somewhat. You can talk to your higher self and say, okay, here I am, Brenda, a 3D person with a personality. My personality might get in the way of what's supposed to come through. I don't know how to get out of the way. So you just ask your higher self, please get me out of the way. These strong egos we have, these strong personalities, like, oh, Brenda's doing it. Brenda's not really doing anything. This just aspect of Brenda is just here. I'm not losing her. I remember my kids' names. I still take care of my children. I still do all those 3D things. But I've asked my higher self to take over And so I try my best. During a session, I get out of the way completely. It's life. When I'm in life, it's harder. So I do ask for that help to higher self, please get me out of the way, because I honestly don't know what the right thing to do is. And your higher self is you, but it's you with all the knowing and the grandness of who you really are. And when you get into that phase where you're allowing it to come through, you manifest beautiful things and you get impulses for that next step. I'm the type of person who gets one crumb after another and another, and I kind of stubborn, I fight it and this and that. And I probably could live here instead of here, but I was meant to be here. And another thing that I've learned, and I really do embrace it 100%, is anything that has ever happened to you in your life, how horrible it is, it was part of your growth. Those experiences created who you are today. So, how you take those experiences, you are not a victim. You came in with these experiences to learn and grow. So for those of us who are, have gone through things and they want to hang on, but this, but this, but this, but my mom did this, but my mom did this, but my mom, let it go. Your mom did that for a reason to get you where, but you're not going to move forward if you keep in that cycle. So that's where you can ask your higher self to help you let go of the past so you can move forward, help you forgive, help you bring more compassion. But this is all within you. All this power of removing yourself from victimness to a very powerful being is your own work. Yes, there are support. These calls are support, meditating support, working with a healer can be supportive, working with a talk therapist can be supporting. But in the end, the work is yours. There is no magic wand. Trust me, I wish there was, as I would have used it on me. I would use it on every client. There's not a magic wand. All we can do is hold the space and allow the person's higher self and them work through what needs to be worked through. And if there is a lesson to still be learned, no amount of energy work is going to dissolve those experiences from happening. Those are experiences you have to go through. That was another, sometimes I think I use spirituality as an escape from reality. And then I realized, spirituality is beautiful and there's so much more than I understand, but it's all about balance. We are in this 3D world to experience it. And another thing that a lot of people ask, and even I used to ask, is when is my third eye going to open? When is my third eye? And I used to get, well, when you learn, master a 3D world, then your third eye will open. But without that wisdom, without that knowledge, without the living life to the fullest and understanding it and seeing what it is, then there's a next step after that. And there's a next step after that. So we're continuously growing. So it's actually a really cool time to be here. And I have a lot of positivity. And one thing when I hear people say, oh, humans will never go into a place of peace and compassion. And I just I already see that we do. So it doesn't make sense, but I get it. If they're looking through a lens of fear and worry, well, they can't see beyond that. So I can understand why someone would say that. But if they really connect to who they are, they're going to feel that love and they're going to know we're going to make it because we're already going to make it. Although there's a bit of a train track of that unknown ahead. And that is what makes us a lot uncomfortable. I get it. And I raise my hand. I get that uncomfortable feeling saying, oh my goodness, it's going too fast. I just don't know what's there. Show me what's there. Show me the next step. And we don't always know, right? So you just have to have faith, believe, trust, and know it's going to be okay. And it's work in progress. So be kind to yourself along the way. So in conclusion, you create your own reality. You create your life. Use as much positivity in that life that you can. On your bad days, just work on getting better. Don't ask for anything when you're not in a good mood because your vibration is speaking something different. Use that time to ask for help to get out of that funk so your vibration can move into that really beautiful place. When you're inspired, when you're feeling great, that is when you can ask for anything that you want. Peace on earth, love here, there, this. I'm looking for this and that. Yes, send it out there because it's reading your vibration, it's reading your vibes, reading all that stuff. So never ask in a funk, all right? Because you're actually asking for the opposite. So it's neat and play around with it. I was in this mood, I asked for this, I got it. I was in this mood, I asked for this, and I got the opposite. And then, like, oh, wow, I'm very powerful. I got to be very careful in my thoughts. So when we say something negative, like, no, 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 I take that back. I take that back. That's, just say 10 things that are positive. I'm kidding. I'm just saying sometimes we say negative things and then we're like, oh, why did I say that? And sometimes it's other people that have to point it out saying, Brenda, of all people, I would have not expected that from you. I say, well, I'm human and sometimes I feel that way. And you're right. I need to go reconnect. So I do spend a lot of time reconnecting. And people say, well, where do you find the time? I just make the time because I know how important it is. So here we go. We are going to go into the healing portion of today. And oh, wow, I can feel the energy flowing already. We are sending this intention out to everybody on the call. All of our energies are going to come together, and it's this swirling of energy and this beautiful beam of light. And we are going to send it out to our family, our friends, a clearing of our homes, to our pets. And we're going to send it out to humanity, all of humanity, all of planet Earth, the animals, the water, the air, the clouds, all that, everything. And then we're just sending it out even beyond that, things that we can't understand.